The Philippines is one of the most biodiverse countries in the world. In this series, we take a closer look at the connections of man and nature within the various protected areas in the country. How the smallest of our actions affect the bigger ecosystem and community. And how in the struggle between conservation and development, we find that fragile balance that guarantees our future's survival. I am Lauren Legan, and this is our fragile Earth, protected areas of the Philippines. In the city of Mati in Davao Oriental lies Pujada Bay Protected Landscape and Seascape. Identified as one of the key biodiversity areas in the country, these are sites considered most important for biodiversity conservation. Early in the morning, an olive ridley turtle swims restless near the shore of Waniban Island inside Pujada Bay in Mati City, Davao Oriental. Gliding effortlessly through the water, it moves, its flippers slowly inching its way across the clear bluish-green waters of the bay. Known to be long-distance travelers, this reptile must have come from days of swimming in the open sea. Or maybe it had just laid eggs on a distant beach. No one knows for sure the journey it has made, but one thing is certain: it has returned to a familiar place. Among the locals, Pujada means refuge or a resting place. Indeed, the tranquil and rich waters of this bay, being part of the Coral Triangle, offers a quiet haven for both underwater animals and the people that frequent the area. Bounded by the UNESCO World Heritage Site of Mount Hamiguitan in the west, and the Guang-Guang Peninsula in the east, Pujada Bay is nestled snugly along the coastline of Mati City and has become the source of both its life and its pride.
The Pujada Bay Protected Landscape and Seascape, it has an area of about 20,873 hectares covering the seascape and the landscape. It has large areas of seagrasses, mangroves, and corals. And of course, it is a marine and aquatic habitat of various species.
In the vast, calm waters of Pujada Bay, a myriad of astonishingly diverse marine wildlife live and coexist peacefully. From the mangroves that form a tangled web of roots serving as habitat and spawning ground for schools of fish, to the carpet of sea grasses and corals providing food and pockets of sanctuaries for marine life to thrive.
Dugong is very important for us because they are the one who really manage our seagrass meadows. They are the ones who are cultivating our marine environment.
With regards to ecosystem, first is determinant ng ecosystem na maganda pa is yung food supply. Nagawa kami ng research, sinukat namin kung gaano kalaki. More or less mga around yung Halophila ovalis na species lang, 6 hectares. Ganun kakapal ang kinakainan ng dugong. We had counted at least 12 species of marine mammals, including the rarest one, yung Stenella longerostris roseventris. Yun ang pinaka-rare. A type of bowrider na dolphin pero mas maliit siya. Tapos yung ventral side niya is may rosy colored.
In January 2020, representatives from the Council of the Most Beautiful Bays in the World were warmly welcomed by the people of Mati to conduct ground validation on the application filed by the provincial government of Davao Oriental in tandem with the city government of Mati, for Pujada Bay to be included in the list of the most beautiful bays in the world, a recognition of international prestige that would surely put Pujada Bay in every traveler's bucket list.
This could boost our ecotourism, livelihood ng mga tao along the bay, and also for conservation and more learning experiences. Ang issue ng memorandum sigog, binuo yung parang technical working group. Kasama na din yung State College, ang Penro, Senro, sa tourism, para pag-usapan na yung content. Marami namang research ang DNR dyan and the State College. So yun yung ginamit natin.
You must have a nice bay. And a bay, it's curved. It's a place where the sea comes indoors. The 3 points, a wonderful place recognized by UNESCO for natural criteria or cultural heritage. Secondly, to have local authorities interested by sustainable development and so on. And third, the fact to work together.
As dawn breaks and the morning sun casts its first light upon the shoreline of Barangay Tamisan, the team from the local and regional environment office suited up and prepped to dive, ready to venture into the calm waters of the bay. They will be conducting a regular monitoring of the underwater ecosystem to gather data for the creation or improvement of its current programs, ensuring the bay's clean bill of health.
We conducted biophysical assessment of the existing mangrove areas, seagrass, and coral reefs. We have to determine what the status of these areas.
Makikita niyo doon na enhance na yung dating destroyed na coral reef. Then, mayroon namang regular monitoring na ginagawa. Like monitoring of the fish community. Kasi yun yung mga indicators natin kung maganda ang ating coral reef, dumadami yung isda. So, maganda naman ang result ng monitoring.
On the other side of Pujada is Dahican Bay, where the Amihan boys, resident surfers and skimboarders turned into nature warriors, patrol the beach day and night to scour for pawikans laying eggs along the shore. They carefully transfer the eggs into a makeshift hatchery to ensure proper care and security as these eggs mature and eventually hatch. The seemingly carefree nature of these surfers belies a deep passion and concern that they and the residents of Mati possess in safeguarding their natural wealth.
Nag-umpisa kami 2014, bali hindi pa masyado kami na-recognize ng DNR. Ginawa namin yung hatchery namin PC lang muna, mga driftwood, o pinagpatong-patong namin yung driftwood. Sa umpisa, sinusunod namin yung bisto, mga ninuno namin. Tapos hanggang naturuan kami ng maayos sa DNR, paano maghawak ng itlog, paano magbilang kung ilang buwan o ilang araw mag-hatch.
As a PO chairman, parang kami yung binigyan ng task para mag-maintain, mag-protection ng marine protected area. Yan ang minomonitor namin. Every time na mag-assessment, kami talaga ang kasama yung DENR.
Nagtanim kami ng mga mangrove. Binabawal namin ang triple net, tapos binabawalan namin ang mga shell catcher na mangunguha sa may seaweeds.
The programs that have been put in place clearly recognize the big role that the environment plays in their daily lives. These efforts are exactly what the Council of the most beautiful bays in the world consider, urging its members to ensure the continuity of not only the physical beauty of the bay, but the fullness of life that it exudes. Under the heat of the midday sun, the olive ridley sea turtle hatchlings emerge from the sand. There were less than 100 of them that day. Seemingly disoriented and confused, they instinctively move towards the sea. Innocent and unafraid, they rush out to the waters. Some fall into the mouths of hungry predators. Some uncontrollably crash into rocks and corals underwater, while a few would successfully swim through, reaching the deeper waters and surviving to tell the tale of their struggles. Such are the odds that these magnificent creatures of the sea have to deal with. And like the tiny hatchling stepping out of the comforts of its contained shell, the provincial and rustic lifestyle of the citizens of Mati is about to plunge into a larger and more exposed global stage.
The Pujada Bay was declared as the most beautiful bay in the world.
Fortuitously, during the on-location filming for this documentary, the announcement was made declaring Pujada Bay's inclusion to the club of the most beautiful bays in the world. But while this title and recognition seem to be all about exclusivity, prestige, and glamour, the real challenge of the golden coin is the Pujada Bay protected landscape and seascape ready.
Mati is prepared, protecting the water. We have our sewer system in place. We have our water treatments in place. So it doesn't go directly to the water. You still have the pristine quality.
Dahican Peninsula, Pujada Bay Tourism Coastal Management Plan. Nagawa na sila ng drainage and sewerage plan for the eventual establishment of our water treatment facility.
We have every time have coordination with other agencies, especially on how do we manage tourists that will be coming in the future. Every tourist will be bringing its own trash. We have to manage it. The use of the bay, it's not that we are going to let them occupy some areas, but we have to regulate.
After witnessing how the community in Pujada Bay pushed and strived for this goal and eventually succeeded, with or without the title and the accolades, we can say that they have already won.
The people behind Pujada Bay's success are the true jewels of Mati, that no amount of praise and prestige could equal the unyielding resolve of a unified citizenry that is selfless and forward-looking. That the real judgment does not come from outside of us, but that in the end, true validation of one's worth comes from within and among us.